Do we owe our parents our lives? Now, I don't think so. And why do I not think so? I'll answer to that. But before we start this video, I'm just gonna say it out loud that this video is not about uh, a free pass to kids to be like irresponsible to their parents, or it isn't even about convincing people who have good relationships with their parents to be like, you gotta leave your parents and just head out, just fucking head out. Nothing like that. Now, being said that, this video isn't even about painting parents in good light either. I'm just gonna take a very neutral standpoint as much as I can, even though yes, I do have my biases about things and I do have my moral skills. Okay, so yeah, I'll do as best as I could, but I want to talk about this topic because of very personal reasons. But we'll get into that personal reasoning later. But before that, let me just tell you what. Now, here's the thing: parents give birth to us. That's all good and all. If my parents didn't get together 21 years ago and gave birth to me, I wouldn't be here talking to a fucking camera on my phone telling how they don't owe me shit. Sorry, not that way. The opposite way. I don't owe shit to them. Cause here's the thing, again, I know I'm saying here's the thing a lot, but bear with me. We saying the word that we owe them something would mean there is some sort of deal or contract between us. But here's another thing, is that we didn't make any contracts. There was no contracts. When they got together and made love and produced me, I didn't have the mental capacity or even rational or anything to make a moral contract with them. They clearly knew what they were getting into. So if anything, they owe us something. They, like, if they could, they should know that if they couldn't take care of the fucking child, they could have just gave up for adoption. We didn't really ask to be born, so there's no deal. You know what I mean? Like, if we don't ask something, if we don't make a fucking deal, how do we owe you? How do you owe you guys anything? That's not how this works. It doesn't work that way. I mean, sure, I'm not saying you to leave your parents either, because I wouldn't, but just saying that doesn't mean owe. Because owe, the word owe, is generally used in things where it's like a debt. Like, I owe 20 rupees to my girlfriend. I don't, but it's just for simplicity. That would mean that she gave me 20 rupees before, and because of that I am in debt of her. So I'll have to return her 20 rupees when I get the chance. So what's the debt our parents talk about? It's basically that they raised us, and when we are grown up and they are older, we gotta protect them, which is fine. I'll tell what my thoughts are about that. Now, there's this famous American philosopher. She was more than that, but we're just gonna focus on the philosophy of Jane English, an American philosopher who who coined the term friendship, I guess, friendship theory, I guess, for the relationship between parents and the kids or children or whatever. Fuck off. So in this thing, it's basically, it means that parents and children should be friends with each other. So when they are giving to one another, It's not about who gives more, it's about them just giving because they love each other. That's how Jane English puts it, and to be honest, that's a fair assessment. It shouldn't be like an unconditional thing where even the parents are shit. You gotta fucking save them from whatever dangers they might be facing, or it shouldn't even be conditional. Like I used to think it was a conditional thing, because I'll give whatever I owe whatever I feel benefited me from them, so that I'll have to pay back. But it doesn't work in families, because any place where there's emotion related, any place where there's emotions involved, we can't expect them to owe us. Like if I do something good for my girlfriend, I'm not gonna expect her to do the exact same thing for me too. Sure, it would be nice, but I'll have to trust on her that she'll do it because she loves me, not because she owes me a debt. That's not how families work, and that shouldn't be how families work. Okay? Do I get my point clear? Kids in general do not cannot have the mental capacity, the rationale to form any sort of moral contract with anyone, let alone their parents who are way older than them. It's kind of exploiting, I guess you could say. And also, like, when was the debt formed? When we were conceived, right? How do you form a contract with someone when you are literally being conceived? Like that's the first point of being, I guess, for any fucking human being. It's just you don't just get born. Like I will, like I didn't come to earth 3 years before. Like I was just born 18 years old, and that's it. That's how I'm gonna go. Like I didn't immediately become 18 years old right when I came out of my mother. So yeah, at least like right now in this modern age, we consider 18 to be the age where we consider children to become adults. So I guess that would be a pretty fair assessment to expect them to be at least 18 years old to form a moral contract with anyone. Before that, it's basically redundant. I don't even know what redundant means, but I like the word. So, fuck yeah. So, again, getting back to this American philosopher Jane English, she basically says that parents should be like friends to the kids, and friendship is cannot be forced. So, if friendship is forced, it's not really friendship at that point. It's kind of like imprisonment, you could say, like, or not even imprisonment. It's basically like a business deal, and I don't think relationships which require love shouldn't be uh, focused on debts or business deals. Like there could be business deals, but the relationship itself shouldn't rely on debts. It should solely be on friendship. That the friendship model of Jane English, that's pretty good, because at least that's what I like. Unless some other philosopher just throws in some another thing, and they make another good, better philosophy on this thing, I'm gonna stick to the friendship model, and which basically means that parents should be like friends to kids, and for some reason if the kids do not have any sort of friendship with them and do not like them, they don't have to. It's not a compulsory thing. Okay, that's how it is for me, in my mind. Now, being said that, I'm not saying that you gotta disrespect your fucking parents. Respect them, but also respect yourself, and don't act like you're a fucking living embodiment of a lifetime investment. All right, I'm doing this a lot. I wonder why. So yeah, it's not a blood related thing. It's more like a love related thing, because we know that adopted, like the parents who adopt, they can be really good. It's not all like porn and old Indian serials where not step like adopted parents are bad. Adopted parents can be really good even though they are not related by blood, and biological parents could be shit as hell even though they are related by blood. So blood is not really thicker than water. I mean, technically it is, but metaphorically it's not. Now, let's get into my personal story. What kind of relation do I have with my parents? So, let's get to the nitty gritty, juicy parts, shall we? So, I never had a good relation with my mother. Never. Like, not once. She always. She. Okay, here's the thing. I was never abused sexually or something, so that never happened. So, at least they're not that bad. So, yeah. And also, sure, I used to get beaten up when I was a kid, but most Indian kids get beaten up when they're kids. Most Asian kids get beaten up when they're kids. It's a normal thing here, so that thing I'll still consider okay. I don't mind that, as long as you're doing it properly and you're not doing it as abuse. Like, beat your kids, beat your damn kids if necessary, but don't make it an excuse for being like, beat the damn kids. Fucking Jesus Christ, how much noise. It's really annoying. They're just rolling a fucking cylinder down the fucking road. Cause why not? Cause why the fuck not? Anyways, so as I was saying, yeah. What was I saying? I don't have a good relation with my mother. She and I always have conflicts. We never get along. And even she confessed herself that when I was born, she was too young to realize that she's a mother now, and she never really gave. At least I didn't receive. I didn't feel like I received any sort of maternal love. Any sort of maternal love I received, I think I'd reward it to uh, my aunt. Now here's the thing, Indian language is a weird thing, but I call her Choto Pishi, which means she is the youngest sister of my father. She was maternal, so I got kind of maternal love from her, but not from my mother. Like, at best we could just talk and laugh about things, but then she'll just use whatever I laugh with her. She'll use it against me and be like, hey, remember this embarrassing thing? Yeah, you're stupid. No, you are, mom. Anyways, that's weird, but sure. uh, I never had a good relationship with my mom, and I tried for a long time to fix that shit. God fucking damn it! Could it be more noisy? Of course there could be. It's India, for fuck's sake. It's always noisy. So, I tried a lot to have a good relation with my mom, but it never worked out. And for several months now, completely stopped talking to her. Like, I ignore her totally. Like, she gives me my food, I eat it, I do my job, and that's it. We don't have to talk. I'll do my duties as a son, but I'm not gonna do my duties because of any emotional value. Okay, I'm doing it just because I have listened to this shit that I owe my lives to them in my entire life. And I thought, yeah, of course I do. It makes sense. They gave birth to us. They brought us into this world. But what if I don't like this world? Ever thought about that? Well, not clearly not. Just kidding. You might have thought about this. But anyways, it's like I don't really I didn't really make the fucking contract. You bought me to this world, and you expect a lifetime investment. I mean, sure, if you are good parents, I solely believe the kids should be very responsible towards their parents and respect them and protect them at all cost. But not all parents are good. Like, sure, my parents weren't super shitty either. Like, I hear the news, and there's some shitty parents out there. Sure, my parents are not that bad, but again, I don't find any emotional connection with them. My father was still nice, like I still respected him for a long time, but recently I lost respect for him too. Like in a recent fight, he basically said I'll owe my life to them because they gave me life, which got me into thinking, do I really owe my life to these people? I don't really have such a emotional connection with them. So how do I owe them? So I got into philosophy, you could say. I looked up a lot of videos. I saw I basically searched up a lot of things on Google, YouTube and shit, and basically this is what I came up to. And now I follow the friendship model of Jane English for parents. Basically that's the thing. I used to think the conditional way is the way, the conditional view, where it's like they I'll give them what they gave me. But now I'm like, yeah, friendship should be the core of any relationship, or it wouldn't work. So being said that, it's not just me. Like, sure, my parents were bad, but whatever. I'm still, when I become totally independent of them, I'm not gonna abandon them though. I'm not saying I'm gonna abandon them. I am gonna do my duties as a son. Like, till they are dead, I am gonna pay for everything I can. As much as help I could do it. I will do it. But being said that, I don't really have to have an emotional connection with them. So I tried a lot to make an emotional connection with both of them, and turns out it doesn't work. So switch it off. Yeah, I'll just switch it off, and I don't need to connect with my parents, which is very fine. I'll still do my duties, but no connection with my parents. Anyways, this is just my parents. Let me talk about at least the mother of my best friend. His mom is shit. I hope she sees the video. She's very toxic to him. Like, I have seen like toxic parents a lot. Like, she is so toxic. Like, no matter what he says, like I tried, like, he said me that his relationship with his mom is not good. It's the worst. So I was like, nah, it couldn't be worse than my mom. And I was like, yeah, maybe it's your fault. Maybe it's the son's fault. Maybe you should be more willing, more open to their ideas, because they are they're kind of old timers. So you gotta understand that they don't have the same point of view as you do. But being said that, when I actually saw them interact with each other, he tried to be the best. Like, he, just to prove his point, he acted as best as he could, and he just proved me wrong by showing how his mother, on every fucking line, would say something bad about him. Like, if he smiles, she'll say, you don't smile like this, you probably did something. And then, like, he's like, look at his eyes and be like, your eyes are red, right? You took weed, right? And me being on the side, I'm like, no, auntie, he did it, because I don't take weed, so he can't take weed near me. And she didn't believe either of us, and just started staring down his eyes and just pulling down his eyelids. What are these called? Whatever. They could, like, started pulling this down, and was like, I have to see your eyes. Your eyes are red. I know it. Your eyes are red. And that's another thing. We were eating chips. She was like, "Why are you eating chips? It's unhealthy for you." It's like, sure, I get it, but sometimes it's okay to be unhealthy, for fuck's sake. Okay, I get that shit. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't even drink cold drinks that much. And I eat chips sometimes, but like his mom was like what am I gonna say? It's like I can't fight her. I can only tell my best friend to be like, maybe don't do that, so that your mom doesn't yell at us. And then I told him that, what are you eating? Like, the chips packet was empty, and so I just told him that, please don't, like, what are you eating? As a joke, like, are you eating air? She started pulling the fucking chips packet, the packet of the chips, like the empty packet, like, give it to me, give it to me. It's like, he'll do anything, no matter how good or how bad it is. Okay, bad, I get it. No matter how good it is, she's gonna have something to say that is bad about it. She's gonna say, no, there's no way my son could be good, but I deserve the love. It's like, I'll never trust you and love you, but you are, you owe me your life, basically. You gotta fucking love me even though I'm shit to you. Which made me realize she's really very toxic for him, and I feel bad for him because he's my best friend after all. Of course I feel bad for him. And then I look at my family and I'm like, it's not like I have anything good either. At least your dad is good. But my dad was good too, but like, I lost respect for him when he said that I owe my life to him. Like, first of all, I'm still gonna do my duties as a son. I'm gonna pay for all the shit. I'm gonna protect them as much as I could. But I'm not gonna do the same thing for my grandparents, because I saw my grandparents be shit to my great grandmother, who I loved. And yeah, also I did receive maternal love from my great grandmother too. I don't think I really received maternal love from my mother necessarily. Like, she'll nag about like how my girlfriends aren't as good as she wants them to be, even though she has no idea how they are. The only thing she gives a shit about is my girlfriend's looking hot as shit. That's all she gives a shit about. Like, as long as the girlfriend is presentable, doesn't matter if I am good with that person or how my relationship with that person is. As long as they're hot, as long as they are appealing to the normie people, normal sheep, she's good. She's a good girlfriend. That happened with my last girlfriend. So it's hard just bringing girls to my house, because she's gonna be like, hey, that girl, she really doesn't look good. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I think you give, but I don't. As long as I have an emotional connection with this girl, I don't mind how ugly they are. Even though my present girlfriend is pretty good. Not gonna lie, but my mother will always find something to say bad about her. So because I fear that I don't bring her to meet my parents either. So whatever, that's fine. But yeah, that's my personal story. That's why I got into this video. And I made this video basically to say that we don't owe shit to our parents. We do things because we love them. We don't have to do it. It's more like a friendship, basically. And yeah, I would suggest people to not be like, take this video and be like, hey, you are shit to your parents. I'm like, I am not really shit to my parents. I'm saying I'm gonna do my duties, but because that's all they care about, because I am a physical embodiment of a lifetime investment for them. They never really made the friendship with me, and I don't think it will ever be a thing with us. So I don't need to fucking be friends with them. I can just do my duties. It's like a debt. I'll pay my debt, and when the time comes, I'm not gonna give them emotional what's the word, emotional relief. I don't fucking know. I basically, what I mean is, there does not have to be any sort of emotional connection between us, because there isn't. So yeah, that's my conclusion for this video, and I'd suggest people to understand what kind of relationships do they have with their parents. And well, I don't know, do something about it. If it's shitty, if you can get out, get out. And if you can't get out, just tolerate them as far as you can until you get out, or they get out from your life, or one of you guys die. So yeah, that would be my conclusion. Be respectful to your parents if they are deserving of respect. Don't respect them because they are just parents. Okay? The same argument for old people, I'm gonna give the same argument for parents too. They're people. At the end of the day, they could screw up, they could make mistakes, and I know they are trying their best, but the emotional connection just isn't there. And if the emotional connect isn't there, you don't have to feel bad. You don't really owe them. It's just my personal thing that I'll pay my debt, because that's all I heard from my childhood, that I'm a debt. I owe them something. So I'm gonna do that so that I don't feel bad later that I did not do my duties as a son. But being said that, again, I'm repeating myself again. I keep doing this shit. I'm not gonna have any sort of emotional connection with my parents, because they don't deserve it. And if your parents don't deserve it, you don't have to do it either. Just saying. And I guess that will be it for this video. I guess I'll get out from this frame and jump to the next. There's no next frame, but I'm just gonna go. Alright? Dab!